Hello and welcome to the Wicked Things podcast. Haven, the story of lightning is one of the few story series created specifically for younger listeners. This is a fast-paced story full of magic, conspiracy, fantasy, talking animals, and exploration of a primeval world that awaits the listener. We hope you enjoy.
Lightning stood for a long moment at the entrance to Keeper's cave, unsure what to say or even ask the ancient creature. He could feel the butterflies in his stomach taking flight, and his self-doubt took hold. Lightning backed away as a low fog rolled out of the cave's entrance. The fog gathering at his hooves felt cold and wet. He pulled away from the rolling fog as it swelled in size. Deep within the fog, a voice called out,
"Welcome, son of thunder, alpha to the unicorns, and savior of Haven."
Keeper slowly emerged and motioned for him to follow. Lightning studied the old tortoise, but his courage failed, seeing Keeper return into the fog.
"In there?"
Lightning swallowed. Keeper nodded yes to the young unicorn. Keeper vanished into the veil of fog. Lightning pressed on into the unknown. He hoped to become the next alpha that the herd deserved. His chest swelled and his jaw set firmly, ready to face the unknown. Once he crossed the threshold of the cave, his horn cast a warm yellow glow on everything. Lightning noticed the air of the cave was moist, wet, cool, and smelled of exposed earthy soil the deeper he journeyed into the cave. Writhing and twitching vines covered every detail of the cave's interior. Lightning soon realized the cave was not stone, rather earthen soil covered by the living mass of vines. Keeper beckoned Lightning to follow deeper into the cave.
"Don't get distracted now."
Keeper raised a hand and the vines receded, revealing a concealed room. Keeper moved into the room and motioned for Lightning to follow. As the warm glow filled the room, it revealed smooth black round stones held fast to the walls. A smile found its way to Keeper's face as Lightning's horn's glow intensified. A matching warm glow slowly became visible halos around the black stones. The stones vibrated and then moved across the surface of the wall. Lightning turned to face Keeper. "What's going on?" Keeper shushed the unicorn and gestured for him to watch the stones. After a long moment of frustration, the now glowing stones shifted and moved on their own. Keeper's ancient eyes closed and he hummed. Lightning watched as Keeper's luminous spiritual body left his physical form. Keeper's spirit merged with the cave wall. The black stones slid together, creating at first the image of a large landmass, surrounded by the shifting ocean waves made from the living vines. The stones shifted to show the land had 3 great concentric circle rings surrounding a central capital island city. The smooth black stones merged, taking the shape of a young being that stood on 2 hind legs. The young, tall being showed to be one of many, as countless stones created many images of very similar beings. The rest of the beings turned away from the first, abandoning it to live alone. Lightning heard Keeper's voice, carried from the wall as a whisper.
"It called them man."
The representation of the young man placed a large hat on his head that glowed faintly. The image of the young man strode through the crowds of mankind, taking up book-shaped stone after book-shaped stone. He discarded each book after touching it, resulting in his hat glowing brighter with each. Now, the stones took on the shapes of ancient temples and palaces. At the center, the young man in the hat directed each structure into existence. He commanded the forces of nature, and they willingly obeyed. Lightning watched and smiled, seeing the people of this land living in an advanced utopian society. The young man in the hat showed the people of this land how to use this magic to control the world around them. He watched as the people mastered their magic and created greater and greater idols and devices. The stones shifted to reveal the sky people that lived high above the people he had been watching. The power of the people slowly rivaled the sky people. The sky people shook their fists and raged at the people below. The sky people reached beyond the sky and called down stars to bring calamities to the people of the land. During each catastrophe, the people of the land survived and still grew in power. The sky people were next shown taking an ambitious member of the ruling class of the people up into their floating city. Lightning watched as the beings shook hands in an agreement. The sky people gave the prince of the people a seed to plant in the earth. The prince became a king. He sat in his throne and watched the members of the royal family fall ill, represented by the black stones turn to rubble as each died. The new king puffed out his chest as the people kneeled before him. The stones next showed the seed deep in the earth, burrowing its way deeper and deeper. The seed rapidly grew into a mountain. The young man in the tall hat returned to warn the people of the horrors to come from the sleeping volcano. The king resisted the warnings, believing his power to be infinite. The king and people trembled before a king of the sky people, laughing at the coming end to the people. The people and their king begged as the Sky King and his people returned to their floating city. The king and the man in the tall hat ordered the people to flee the island by ships. The people then traveled to the harbors. Seeing the people fleeing their doom, the Sky People sent down the most fiendish creatures to murder all the people they found. Next, the land broke apart in a great volcanic eruption. The king used the people's potent magic to gather what remained of the people on the small islands that remained. Lightning watched as the Sky People's avengers swarmed across the shattered remains of the land, murdering and destroying all they found. Seeing this, Zor, the king, concealed the people from the Sky People by changing everyone into animals. It transformed the king and family into unicorns. It changed the man in the tall hat into a turtle. The remaining people became the countless species of animal all across the island now known as Haven. Lightning watched as the people surrendered their magic to the trusted keeper in the form of magic-filled crystals. He took the crystals deep into the island's core, through the caves, to hide the last fragments of the people. Then a single image of the king of the unicorns, with a lowered head, looking to the sky from below. He leaped into the sea alone, weeping in his knowledge he had destroyed the island. He changed back into the shape of a man, once beyond the veil of storms. The servants found the king and returned him to the Sky People. They punished him, but did not kill him. Instead, they branded him with a broken cross and sent him out into the world. They cursed him to destroy the remains of his people. The last images shown to Lightning was the unicorn-shaped stones followed a path around the island. The magic of the crystals created the great veil of storms around the island. He nodded in understanding at what he had shown him. Lightning stepped away from the wall as Keeper returned to his body. He stood in shock and awe of what he had witnessed. Keeper inhaled deeply.
You had to know the past to better understand what comes next.
Keeper motioned for Lightning to follow him deeper yet into the cave. Eventually, deep within the tunnels, they entered a great cavern full of glowing blue and gold crystals. Keeper had taken him to the hiding place of his people's magic. Lightning felt nauseous in the cavern. Keeper nodded.
You can feel it.
He glared at Keeper's words.
That is your body trying to suck up as much of the magic as possible. Eventually it'll kill you if you don't learn to control it.
Keeper shrugged.
How do I?
Lightning blurted out. Keeper gestured for him to take a deep breath and center himself. He took a deep breath, feeling the magic rushing through him. Once he focused and centered his thoughts as Keeper did, his head burned where his horn attached. "I'm on fire!" he screamed as he opened an eye, only to see the glow of his horn had become a golden flame. Keeper chuckled.
Calm down and focus on releasing the magic back into the island.
Lightning frantically looked around and locked his eyes on the vines. The magic flowed from his horn into the vines. The vines grew with vitality and health as the magic raced over the entire length of the plant's roots. Lightning felt the pressure lessen as the magic left his body. Keeper wagged a talon at him.
Magic always comes at a price. Every time you use it, the magic will take its toll by taking years from your life. But the unicorns and I are long-lived, so they can wield it for a long time before needing to pass it on to the next alpha.
Keeper stood on his hind legs and patted Lightning along his left side.
For now, let's focus on getting you comfortable wielding the magic.
Lightning exhales, feeling the burning subsiding. Keeper leads him to the center of the crystals, into a circle of smooth black stones.
This is a place created to practice our magic without worry about hurting ourselves or others.
Keeper collects himself for the trials ahead.
Prepare yourself, Lightning, son of thunder and rain. What comes next will change you forever. You will know Haven like no other animal, as you and it shall share, forever become one.
Lightning seemed confused, but before he can add another word, the circle pattern drawn on the ground flashes to life as a roaring blue flame that surrounds Keeper, the mentor, and Lightning, his ward. Lightning whinnies aloud in fear of the growing flames. What's happening? Keeper tries to comfort the young unicorn by stroking his mane.
Relax. The flames will now consume us, making us one with the magic of the island.
Lightning demanded, Are you crazy?
You said you would do anything to become the alpha your people needed, right?
Keeper pulled Lightning's chin face to face with him.
Well, were you putting on a show?
Lightning lowers his head. No, if this is the only way. Keeper looks to the first, and it flares, filling the room, consuming as it expands.
Trust me, it is the only way to save Haven from what is coming.
Wasn't that terrific? I can hardly wait for the next episode. This is the Wicked Things podcast signing off. Until next time, goodbye.